The Evergreen Media Network Studio, powered by Scott Tree Services.
From Studio A in sunny Florida, welcome to Beauty and the Beach Radio, where it's all about who's beautifying Vero Beach. Today's show is brought to you by Dale Sorensen Real Estate. And here's your host and glamour girl, makeup artist, Cindy Getz.
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty and the Beach Radio. We hope you're having a great week, a great day. But you know what? If you aren't, it's okay. And we're going to be talking about that today. You know, this show is all about who's beautifying Vero Beach. And beautifying your mind, your body, your soul is so important. And May is National Mental Health Awareness Month. And so we're going to dive deep and talk about mental health awareness here on Beauty and the Beach. I'm going to introduce to you our guests in just a minute, but before we do, I just wanted to share with you some statistics on mental health. So first of all, you guys, millions of people in the United States are affected by mental illness each year. We're talking the millions. Having a mental illness can make it a challenge, you guys, to live everyday life. To families, into our communities. So listen to this. 1 in 5 U.S. adults experience mental illness each year. 1 in 5. I mean, think of your 4 friends. So one of you out of that clan is struggling with mental illness or has in the past. 50% of all mental illness begins by age, are you ready? 14. 75% by the age of 24. Life should be really, really exciting. Suicide, you guys, is the second leading cause of death among people aged 10. They're not even people yet. 10 to 14, they're kids. 10 to 14. Listen to this. The average delay between onset of mental illness symptoms and treatment. Are you ready for this? 11 years. 11 years they carry that baggage around. People with depression have a 40% higher risk of developing cardiovascular and metabolic diseases than the general population. People with serious mental illnesses are nearly twice as likely to develop these conditions, these illnesses. Finally, high school students with significant symptoms of depression are more than twice as likely to drop out compared to their peers. Guys, these are real numbers. These are hard numbers. It exists. We can't, hide from it. It's there, and we want to address it today. I have someone on the show who it's his first time. Hopefully he'll come back. He is Dean of Students at St. Edward's School and the future school counselor. He has an extensive background in education and a deep-rooted knowledge of psychology. His previous career titles include guidance counselor and director of athletics. Known as coach, our guest says he truly enjoys working with all students to not only build upon the academic strengths, but also to improve their social, emotional skills. More important than ever right now, you guys. Please welcome for the first time on Beauty Beach Radio, our guest from Boston who just moved here 2 years ago to Vero Beach, Todd Fletcher.
Thank you for having me. That was a great welcome and a good introduction.
Now, for those watching live stream, they can see your face, but those that are listening to the radio, I want them to know you have Disney hair.
Oh, thank you.
Have you ever heard that?
Thank you. I thought I had more of a radio face, not so much. Not so much
I was picking with you later. He's a very, very handsome guy. So you guys, we're talking about Mental Health Awareness Month, and Todd and I had a conversation right before he, came on air, and gosh, we really just in like 2 minutes, Todd, I think we really hashed out a lot of thoughts about mental health and mental awareness. Let's start that conversation, and I'm gonna throw you a bunch in this one little starting the conversation. I want to know, first of all, how common is mental health, which I kind of shared a little bit in the statistics. How common? What's the biggest cause? Warning signs? How to get help? Oh my gosh. let's get it rolling.
Yeah, and you're not alone. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of parents and people in the community, they care about their children and how they're feeling and why they're feeling a certain way. And what I talk to parents about is just starting the conversation. Okay, it's really important that we put your students or your child's mental health at the forefront, and that starts with the conversation. Tying,
so how are you?
Yeah. So I'd often ask students, what does mental health mean to you, right? And even today, when I was talking to some students about coming on air, I said, what do you think of when I ask you about mental health awareness? And kids get really excited because they're knowledgeable about it, and we're informing them that your the way that you feel, your mood, just coming to school every day, that all ties into your mental health and your mental well-being. And sometimes, and I feel strongly about, it's probably the most important part of anybody's health, not just a child or people coming to school. So just as students are coming and they're putting in the work academically, they're putting in the work on the sports fields, we as counselors are challenging students to work on themselves as well. It's just as important as things that are being done in the classroom and on the field.
Todd, share with me the evolution, because you've been in the arena for a while with counseling and being around kids. Have you seen it a bigger problem than ever before? And what might be that cause? Is it social media? Is it extra pressure to have great grades and get into schools? Like, what's the evolution of mental health awareness then and now?
So I would say it's just the pressure all around. It's the pressure socially. It's the pressure with friends. It's the pressure to perform in the classroom. It's the pressure to perform on the athletic field and to make your family proud and happy. In the days that I grew up, going to the guidance counselor or seeking help or going to see a therapist, that was, you were kind of,
it was a little taboo, wasn't it?
It was, I wouldn't say frowned upon, but kind of what's wrong with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But nowadays it's part of the deal. It's and what's really nice is that if you look on, the social media, if you turn on the TV, you see, athletes, actors, musicians talk about how important it is to take care of the mental health. If you watch the Super Bowl this year, mental health awareness was a huge part of the message that people were trying to send to the country and to the world. So I'm happy to be a part of it, and it's almost a movement. I always spin things back to my own personal experiences. I myself played hockey all growing up, and that was part of my identity. And it was
you're
supposed to be, and you're supposed to be tough. But we had a sports and exercise psychologist that worked with our hockey team in college, and it wasn't an option. It was part of the deal.
Love that.
And it was just as important as us getting in the weight room and getting on the ice. We were working with a sports and exercise psychologist, and I was going in there in the notion that this is going to make me a better hockey player, in which it did, but it also made me a better person. And I was working on my character, and I was happy to meet with him, but because I was getting the outcome of being a better, athlete on the ice, but at the same time, when I look back at it, I said that made me a better person, and that's what led me to where I am now. I want to be able to give back and share with kids the experiences that I had, because I had such a great experience.
So horrible segue, but we're really breaking the ice on being able to talk about it and not seem like there's a spotlight on you, like what's wrong with me. It's all you're making it normalized, like, okay, this is just like you were saying last night, like just like math, just like taking math, just like taking or even practicing on the football field. It's just part of the curriculum.
Yeah. And 100%. And that's where that's part of the mission at St. Ed's too, in terms of the counseling role. Right? You'll see me everywhere on campus. You'll see me in the classroom. You'll see me in the gym. You'll see counselors meeting with kids in the lunchroom and lunch groups. So it's not out of the ordinary to be sitting with the guidance counselor. It's actually, a good bonus to be able to spend time with me in terms of just checking in. So being visible is huge.
Well, talking about checking in, you've got a kind of an accountability program that surrounds this whole, mental health, the Resilience Project. Talk to us about that. I just think it's so cool.
So the Resilience Project is something that has piloted students to, it's letting them know that we're there. So the Resilience Project, we set up a table each month, and it's just about how proud we are of our students for being resilient. And the students see us, and as we're presenting, and it's not, that's us recognizing them for their hardships or things that they're going through. It's a nice way to commend them without, having a one-on-one conversation. We're out here, and we're looking at you guys, and we're really proud of the things that you've worked through. Character traits are big in the middle school right now, and we're letting kids know just how to lead, how to be positive, how to be kind. And resilience was our last character trait, and it's really important because kids go through a lot to get to the end of the year, and so we were able to award some of our top performing students for being resilient and getting through some maybe hardship, and it wasn't maybe all that easy, but they got here to where we're at in May and June. So that's my favorite part of the job, and it's restoring justice in students and teachers and parents, because we bring everybody together. And I was able to, even yesterday, present kids with awards for being resilient. And it was quotes from teachers and their classmates. It wasn't from me. It was nice things that other people had to say about students. So, I mean, that's
we could learn from that in society, couldn't we?
100%.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. Vote for Todd, president. Just kidding. So, okay. So seriously, okay. So you have, you said, Cindy, what is their why? Talk to about why is the why so important in somebody's life?
So I'm glad that you asked me, because it's something that I'm really passionate about too. So when we have students that are coming to school every day, and I work with middle school and high school students about this, and I work with students about kind of making a personal statement. So this is who I am. These are my interests, and it starts to spin. Mm-hmm. And that's a working document, because it's going to change. Your interests are going to change, what you do, some of your accomplishments, but at least you're something, right? You are, these are your likes. This is what you're proud of. And then we bring up the why. And it's really eye-opening, because students really think, they're like, I don't know, my parents just dropped me off to school, and that's why I come to school here. But at the same time, you need to say, I show up to school here to learn and to be a good, productive member to society, and, come here to make St. Ed's a better place every day. And then when you hear that from, a 6th, 7th, and 8th grader, you're like, wow, that's really powerful. And that's something that they continue to work on, their personal statement and their why. Their why can also change day to day, week to week, month to month, and in the year, right? Your why is going to be different when you're in middle school than when you get to high school. But just having that, to kind of hold on to, and to always be thinking about,
the compass.
So I'll in the hallway, doing it's just a check in, like a check and connect, but in that, like, maybe even 30 seconds, you can get a lot out of how a kid's doing or where he's at mentally.
Wow, I think that's fantastic. We're going to have to go to a station break. If I could ask you, you're a coach and you're also a counselor. If you had to choose which one to exercise, the brain or the body, what would you say?
The brain. It's not even a question. It's not even a question.
Why do you say that?
You can take.
I agree with you.
Yeah, you can take somebody that's, the roughest, toughest, meanest, strongest, but if they're not mentally tough, they can't handle the moment. You've seen it time and time. It's proven time and time again. The opposite, the
weakest, on there. But man, if they believe, okay, we're looking at the opposite of the brain. They
Gotcha.
I mean, this little shrimp guy, he finally made it on the team.
100%.
And actually got to play. That was his dream. That was his goal. All odds were against him, but his mind said, we're doing this. We're doing this.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I couldn't agree more. You talk about athletes too, and you hear them on podcasts and on interviews. They talk about, what they worked on in the off season, and they talk about their mental toughness, and it's true.
Wow.
That is true when students and athletes or performers or actors, they deal with adversity. They have to be mentally tough, and if they aren't, they struggle in the light.
You mentioned Super Bowl earlier about, a lot of the athletes talking about mental health awareness. And I think it's such a great thing that some of these, public figures are kind of taking the stigma away, and embracing it as something normal. And I love that.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
because these kids look up to them.
Yeah.
So if they do it, I can do it. I'm
a New England guy, like through and through, and the Tom Brady's, the Julian Edelmans, like all these figures that come out, and they put their their therapists and their counselors up in front of anybody. Jonah Hill, they had a Netflix special about his therapist, just because he wouldn't be where he is without the help and the support of somebody helping him like guide through his thoughts and talk about his feelings and how important that is.
Yeah, amazing. You guys, we're talking about May is Mental Health Awareness Month. We have to go to a station break, but stay with us. I'm with Todd Fletcher with St. Edward's School. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Sturgis Lumber is the county's most trusted hardware store. Sturgis stocks stainless steel products, power tools, construction and painting supplies, propane, plumbing, and electrical parts. 4645 US 1 Vero Beach, Sturgis Lumber and Hardware.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats and chairs in all the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Riverside, Universal, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, and Capri. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of Berlin Gardens and Bollywood. We specialize in fire pits, outdoor rugs, umbrellas, and replacement cushions. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Family owned and operated since 1991. Don't forget to visit our outlet store directly across the street, filled with lots of name brand closeouts and sale items. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day. Sunshine.
Start your day with fuel in your tank with breakfast at Marsh Landing. You'll love our biscuits and gravy, sweet potato pancakes, or eggs Benedict with a fried green tomato. And how about a mimosa or a monster Bloody Mary? It's breakfast, old Florida style, at Marsh Landing in Fellsmere.
Enjoy Riverside Theater's Comedy Zone, where the comedy is wild, untamed, and downright hilarious. Come out this Friday and Saturday night at 6 and 8 p.m. for the Treasure Coast's best live stand-up comedy show, featuring nationally recognized comedians with cabaret-style seating and food and drink table service. Warning, you may laugh until it hurts. Kickstart your evening with live entertainment, food, and drinks at Live in the Loop. Buy tickets at riversidetheater.com and get ready for a night of non-stop laughs.
Cindy gets, she totally gets it.
Oh my gosh, did you see my prom makeup? She so gets it.
Dude, did you see her before and after makeup on Instagram? That makeup girl gets it.
My wedding makeup was so amazing, and my makeup artist, she totally gets it.
My senior photo makeup rocked. She gets it.
You should see her new Facebook profile. Her makeup artist really gets her.
My eye makeup is so on fleek. Thanks, Cindy Getz.
Cindy Getz Makeup Artist, 772-633-4030.
She gets it!
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty and the Beach Radio. We want to thank Dale Sorensen Real Estate for always making sure we're on air, making sure that we can really promote those that are beautifying Vero Beach, like Todd here in the studio. If you're buying or selling a home, you can find them at 772-231-4712. You can also find them at SorensenRealEstate.com. You guys, they have over 200 agents. They've been family owned since 1978. They know what they're doing. Give them a call. We also want to thank Varietals and More. They always take care of our beverages for the show, And I told them that May was Mental Health Awareness Month. So they actually gave us a bottle, and we've had the red. It's called Conundrum. And I love the red version of Conundrum. So this is the white version. It is from France. And it's just a combination of a bunch of white grapes. So that's kind of the homage to the title Conundrum. But of course, Rob and I both agreed that sometimes we're all in a little conundrum and need a little help, okay, since we're talking about mental health awareness. And so talk to somebody. They can help you get out of that conundrum, or go get a bottle of Conundrum from Rob and Michelle at Varietals. They'll take care of you. You will get 10% discount if you mention Beauty and the Beach Radio. Thank you, Rob and Michelle, Varietals, Royal Palm Point. You guys, we're going to wrap it up. We're talking about May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I am here with our guest, Todd Fletcher, who is Dean of Students and future school counselor at St. Edward's School. To kind of bring it all together, Todd, what would you say? What are your final thoughts on this subject?
Just bringing it all together, that we need to put our mental health at the forefront. It's the most important part of a person's health and well-being, and we need to start the conversation. Start it with our kids, in our schools, with our peers, with your friends. I mean, it's so important, and then we need to shed a positive light on that.
Sure that the listeners hear us. As you said to me off air, you said, Cindy, it's not as noticeable, or it's not as people don't not everybody walks around crying or depressed, or there's people walking around going to work and smiles on their faces but miserable inside. So the less obvious ones that are facing mental health illness, what would you say?
That they need to reach out. On my way over here, I called one of my best personal friends, and I talked about the show and anything that I need to add, and I was going through some of my talking points, and he's like, the most important thing is it's not always the person that's down or sad. It can be that person that you think might have it all. Yeah. And why would they be struggling? Yeah. And those are the people that might struggle the most. So it's really important that it's not always visible, okay, but it's something with everybody, even the person that you think that is always positive, in a good mood, they might be struggling inside. So that's a huge part. And
you brought up Robin Williams. We all loved him, and wow, he made us all laugh. And in the end, he took his life. No one knew, that he was struggling.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the biggest part. And that's why I'm here today. And I really appreciate you having me in here, because it's something that I'm really passionate about. It's so important that you reach out and that you get help if you're struggling. But even to parents, talk to your kids, start the conversation. That's if there's a takeaway from today or from any, start the conversation, and it doesn't have a negative connotation. Taking care of your mental health should be a priority. And I thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness, I love it. And we're so lucky to have you, Todd, here in Vero Beach. And St. Edward's School, I know, is looking forward to having you. As the school counselor, I can tell you're really passionate about helping kids, and they're lucky to have you, and we're lucky to have you in the community. So
thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed my time.
Excellent. All right, you guys, if you are struggling, reach out, as Todd said, talk to somebody. It can just be just a brief little conversation, but break that ice. It can make a big difference to you, to them. Take Todd's advice, and guys, we all go through it. You're not alone. And that was one thing Todd wanted to get out there as well, right? You're not alone.
100%.
Yep.
I couldn't have said it any better myself.
There you go. All right, you guys. Well, we love you, and get that help that you may need, or help someone else. In the meantime, make it a beautiful day.